guys, but now I feel like the continuity is kind of starting to get in there a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like you said, with all the questions with training camp, there was some growing pains. Yeah. But as time goes on, as more game experience happens, we do feel a lot more comfortable with each other, and continuity definitely has a part to do with that.
How is it to protect Robert Marv when it's a guy where you don't know really when the play is over? I mean, how does that change for you?
I mean, it's a little bit harder knowing that, your block might not be enough. You have to keep blocking. I mean, I remember there's some times when I'll be blocking my guy and I don't know that Marv's right behind me looking to possibly run. Yeah. And so I'm still trying to block him, but in the same way, trying to run block him out of the way in case Robert tries to take off. So it is a challenge, but I mean it's a good thing because he does keep plays alive and he does make plays.
He mentioned today that you guys obviously want to throw the ball downfield a little bit more, and that changes. You guys are going to have to hold blocks longer, but you did it a little bit last week. I mean, you feel like you're at that point now where you can really give him some time to take more shots? Yeah,
I think the O-line has kind of built some confidence with the games that we've had, and that we can kind of feel more comfortable with holding blocks longer. Against Notre Dame, we might have some of the inexperience and some of the continuity, or lack of continuity, kind of probably limited us in the fact that there was probably some confidence factor or issues with, blocking a team like Notre Dame. But now that we kind of have done it in the game, we see that we can do it. We can kind of grow with that.
I would like to think my size and ability, I've been training pretty hard. There's still a lot of things that I honestly have to work on and get better at. But with my coaches, like Coach E-Man, and the people I'm surrounded by, like players like Kerrigan and KK, who's already played the game, they make my job so much easier. And they were part of making it, easier for me to play as a true freshman, because with their help I was able to get better. And Coach E-Man's teaching, he's not going to tell you what you want to hear. He's going to tell you what you need to hear and what you need to get better at. I mean, it's that simple. Like, I have pretty good faith in my ability, and I'm really happy that I am playing. And I've worked hard to get to where I'm at now. So I think that's also part of it, my work ethic. I've worked hard and I've trained hard. And, I'm blessed to be able to play as a true freshman defensive lineman, because I know not many of them do play as a freshman. So, I think it's just the work ethic. Coach Lathrop, I was here in the summer getting ready and getting prepared. I think that was also a big part of it. I talked that over with my family, and that was one of my choices. And we decided for me to come in the summer because I think that had a big impact on me playing earlier. My work in the summer. I came, I was able to get adjusted to school, took a couple classes. And, I was working hard. I was in that weight room studying, so I think that's part of it.
Your expectations you had for yourself coming in here, and did you guys talk about it a lot before you got here?
Yeah, we always talk about me, him, and our other wide receiver that didn't make it, and our kicker, that we wanted to come in and be the best that we can and actually put our school on the map, because where we from, a lot of people usually come home, and we ain't want to be the ones that come home. We wanted to show that our coach actually taught us good.
When you say come home, you mean like just not able to, just quit football and come back, or other players before you and everything?
Yeah, just like go to college and mess up and end up home, and we didn't want to do that.
What expectations would you have been more surprised if you weren't playing immediately this year, or what kind of standard were you holding yourself to entering this year?
Training hard, and I feel like my only thing, if I wasn't gonna play this year, I put it in my head that it would have been because of my size. I felt like I had to put my technique good and my work ethic good, and if I had those, my size would be the only thing.
Who made you do better practicing against each other in high school?
OJ made me better because I started as a freshman. He went through Pop Warner. Him and Chevin, they used to always beat me in practice. And then after the season was over, I used to always train real hard, and me and him used to get our team to go out and practice. So we all really made each other better.
Living with him, but we used to be together sometimes back home. But like I said, he's like a brother to me. I could trust him. He could trust me. He's dependable.
Who made who better practicing against each other in high school?
I say we both made each other better. We were both very competitive in high school, so I would say both. We both.
Where do you match up against a lot in practice in high school against each other?
All the time. Okay. All the time. We knew going into games we were going to be going against some very good athletes that had to guard us and go against us and things like that. So we always went together because we were the best on the team. So
with those type of players, I feel comfortable with any kind of play the coach wants to put me in. That's the way the coaches feel kind of comfortable. Like they want him in the runs, and in the past, I'm okay with that. That's really kind of like.
And early on in your career, or in your career here, I suppose, does it help you to sort of have a narrower focus, maybe that right now at least you only have to focus so much on those, and maybe you can start to expand here eventually?
I feel like it's not that narrow. Like in practice, I'm doing just as much as Logan or Albert have to do. Right. In the games, the coaches rotate us, and I'm comfortable with that. I'm comfortable with the run, so I'm not complaining. I just have to be on the field, really.
Right. Is it a pretty good camaraderie and competition between the two of you, sort of, competing against each other, but on the same team?
Oh yeah. I mean, if it wasn't for Logan, I'd be lost half the time. He's my locker buddy. He's the one next to me, so I kind of look at him as my mentor. During camp, helped me out with the plays, so I have no problem.
You 5 guys have played 3 games together all at training camp. You feel like now it's starting to come together a little bit?
Oh yeah, I feel like the communication's coming very well. I feel that me and Kenny, at least for me and Kenny, I feel like we can talk very easily and be like, I'll mention something and be like, hey, I have this guy, and he already knows. He goes, yep, and he already calls it out before even I do sometimes. He goes, yeah, he totally knows every play, who I got and who he has, and we both. I think the communication is great. That way we can pick up the blitz and pick up the blockers very easily. Then, we know each other. We know both of what our steps for each of us. We just pick up I'll pick up the blitz and then pick up the end or the tackle every time because we communicate very well.
When you guys first started training camp, obviously you didn't have that experience playing together. How rough around the edges were you then in that sense?
I feel like it came pretty quick because me and Kenny we're both very we communicate the whole time. Even in training camp, there's calls that we make that make us know where we have to go, and during camp we would have to call out the calls, and that's what we would do. But now it's almost like we know the calls and we know we don't have to mention it. But then sometimes we'll call something and then it's we know for sure that's exactly what we're doing. So. Yeah.